Hello, everyone. A very, very good evening. Thank you for joining me today for the full choir rehearsal in week 2 of The Armed Man, A Mass for Peace by Sir Carl Jenkins. It's great to see you all. It's great to welcome Mark back from his trip abroad, his trip to the Alps, where he had a wonderful time by all accounts. And it's great to be back. He has, as you'll see from the comments, brought back a little present, I suppose. He's brought back COVID, bless him. But having spoke with Mark today, honestly, he sounds just as chipper and as cheerful as he always is, full of mad ideas, but then I'd expect nothing else from a conversation with Mark. And, well, we're all just really looking forward to the music over the coming weeks and months. Hugely looking forward to things like the Mass of Life by Delius, which you are all going to love. We've got some special treats coming up this week for the choir's birthday. Look out on Wednesday for a wonderful conversation that Mark and I had with our president, with Marina, which is so beautiful, and I hope will be of great comfort to those of you worried about the state of our world and what can we do in it. It was a really inspirational conversation, so do look out for that and more besides. So, as I say, welcome back, Mark. Sorry that you're not well, but glad that you don't seem to be too ill in terms of symptoms and so on. And lots of love to everyone who is ill with this at the moment. There is a lot of COVID about. I mean, regardless of what our government say, it's not over. So for those of you suffering or worried about it, do take precautions and do take care of yourselves. It's amazing how much has changed in the last 2 years and how little has changed. So just bear with me a moment, everyone, just while I run through the now also important sound checks. And let me check I've got some music to play you. There's Richard. There's the Kyrie. Let's have a bit of the Sanctus. And the Hymn for Action. There we are. And let's just have a bit of the others as well, just in case we have time. Let's have that beautiful Agnus Dei. Oh, fabulous. So, the tracks are working. Do I have a working piano? Seems I do. Good. Do I have an acoustic if I want it? Ma, ma, ma. I do. Excellent. So I've got a working instrument. I've got Richard Gowers and the Fairy Consort in a little box, and they sing when I press a button. I've got my score. I've got a wonderful choir. So all is well. So let me say hello to everyone. Or first of all, let me welcome those of you watching this later on Catch Up. It is remarkable how many people are involved with this course around the world who can't be here live but still love coming along and singing along. Hello to everyone who is currently asleep. So to everyone on the other side of the world, everyone in Australia, hello Jeffrey, hello to Michael in Singapore, hello to everyone who I know will be watching this when they get up, and hope you're all very well. Hello to everyone who is here live but not in the chat. Hope you folks are all very well. And then hello everyone over here having a good old natter and seeing each other. It's always just so lovely to see people welcoming friends, even though the vast majority of us have never met in person and live in completely different parts of the globe. It is remarkable that after 2 years, and yes, this choir turns 2 this week on Wednesday, is the second anniversary, I should say, of this wonderful choir. It is amazing, really, how many friendships we've forged, how much music we've recorded and learnt together. It's absolutely astronomical. I don't think that you could point to a single choir, any of them, even the professionals, over the last 2 years that has done the breadth of music that we have, that has had the outreach that we have, that's made an impact on the world, like Choir of the Earth. There's nothing like us. So there we are. Now let me see. Hello to everyone. Now there's dear Brenda, dear Brenda, Brenda P, who I understand has had a bit of a nightmare over the last few days. A flood from your sprinkler system. So I do hope your apartment's renovated soon, and lots of love to you. Just what a nightmare. And we're all thinking I've been sending lots of love. Let me welcome everyone by name, people who are here chatting away in the comments. So hello to Alexandra, hello Alison, hello Andrew, hello Andy, hello Anna, and Barbara, hello Barbara, and Brenda, and Bridget, and Carol, and Carolyn, and Christine, and Dave, and Jill, and Deborah, and Di, and Eileen, and Emma, and Jill, and Graham, and Helen, and Epi. Hello Hildegard and Iris. Hello Jackie and Gwen. Hello Jackie and Jane and Janice and Jean and Jill and Jill and Joy. And scrolling faster now because the names are really starting to pop up. Hello to Judy. Good evening to Kate. Hello Katri. Hello Linda. Hello Linda. Hello Lisa. Hello Liz. Hello to Marie. Hello Mary and Morgan, Fiona and Michael and Mike and Nicola. Hello Penny. Hello Philomena. Hello to Robert and Jean. And to Rosalind and Rosie. Hello Ruth. Hello Sheila. Hello Stephanie. Hello Sue. Hello Sue Ellen and Suzanne and Susanna and Terry and Ulla and Vanessa. And as I just scroll up to the top of the list, hello Di. I hate to miss anyone off the list. Hello Anna. It is fabulous to see everyone. Hello Lucy, who can't believe we're about to hit the 2-year mark. Absolutely. It really is quite something. Hello to Pippa. Good evening to you. Now, I do know that we have quite a few people at the moment who are not very well. Many of us have got COVID and are isolating. And to all of you, obviously our own Mark has got COVID. He is fine by all accounts. He's here obviously chatting away, and many of you watching and singing along are also either testing positive or has recently been testing positive. Just please take it easy. Sing if you can. If you just want to enjoy the sound of the beautiful music, well then that is absolutely fine as well, just as long as you folks are taking care of yourselves. And of course we are also sending all our love to dear Nikki, who isn't with us at the moment because she is in hospital. She also has COVID and various other things. So if you're in touch with her, if you follow her on Twitter, please do send Nikki lots of love. And if you pop up in the comments with messages for her, we'll make sure she sees them. Because obviously we all look after our own, don't we? We all look after each other. So those of you who are in good health, and I do thankfully count myself among them at the moment, we've managed to avoid COVID. Don't know how. I think it's largely through not going out. But, we send all our love and all our very best to everyone who is struggling at the moment. Get well soon. There we go. What a lovely, lovely choir you are. Yes. Lots of people, I think, are... it's not really a surprise when you consider how pandemics tend to go and how the number of cases hasn't really stopped globally, hasn't stopped rising since all of this. I would say that it's increasingly vital that those of us who haven't had our jabs and our boosters do get them, because that seems to be a major way to avoid getting either long COVID or worse. So I'm sure you'd all agree that we should, where possible, get vaccinated and boosted when that's offered. And otherwise, I'm continuing to wear a mask in shops. I do get some funny looks. I don't know why I get funny looks. They should be used to it by now. But anyway, hello to everyone who's joined us in the last few minutes. Hello to Loretta from Ottawa, where it's cold. Hello, Linda. Hello, Ulla. It is fabulous. Hilga says, I'm not challenging it, honestly. It's not a challenge, just pointing out the fact at the moment, luckily. So everyone, it's time, I think, for us to get started. It is fantastic to see you all. We've got some beautiful music to sing through tonight, though. If you're anything like me, you've spent much of the last week with this music in your head anyway. The first 2 movements of this mass, my goodness me, talk about catchy. And the messages I've had from you through Twitter and so on have all said the same thing. This is very, very catchy music and very, very beautiful, very, very timely. Well, we'll be pushing on tonight into the main body of the Mass. I shall update you on the movements we're looking at this week. I'll tell you about next week where we are, and the week after, where we're subtly adjusting the timings. There will be an email and an update to your universal links, and I shall explain all in a minute or so. But please make sure you have everything you need for the session this evening. Make sure you've got a good drink. Stay hydrated, particularly those of you who aren't very well. Dr. Ben has spoken, and we will enjoy our rehearsal together. So here we go. Have fun, everyone. And a very, very good evening, Choir of the Earth. Welcome to our rehearsal here in our second birthday week. And I was just going through leafing back through the streams from the very, very start of this wonderful choir back at the end of March of 2020, and I found the very, very first stream. Now, none of you saw that. The very first stream was a 10-minute stream of me in my room downstairs with my poster of Concord and guitar chords behind me, basically talking to Mark over the phone, both Marks, to try and work out the levels and so on. And it really was quite something to see where we started and to think now, 2 years on, just how many lives we collectively have impacted and helped over the last 2 years, how many pieces of music we've sung, how many hundreds, if not thousands of hours by now that we have spent in each other's company. It really is humbling and wonderful to see. So to all of you, well done. Happy birthday for this week. There will be emails all throughout the week, but may I be the first to wish Choir of the Earth a very happy second birthday ahead of the official day, which is Wednesday, and just to say how proud I am, as always, to be the musical director of this wonderful group. Now, never more proud than on of course, when we're doing such important music. This gorgeous Mass for Peace, The Armed Man. We had a great week last week. Thank you, all of you, for your flexibility on the timings and the days and the fact we couldn't rehearse on our normal days. I really do appreciate that. Now, this week we have normal rehearsals. So tonight, obviously, it's everyone. Then it's soprano, alto, tenor, bass on the days for the rest of the week. Next week, I need to give you a quick update, and this is just notices at this point. Next week, we're going to do something slightly different. Now, Mark and I, as I'm sure you're aware, are working with the incredible Bergen Philharmonic Orchestra, and we, as Choir of the Earth, will be working with them later this year on The Mass of Life by Delius. And Mark and I will be going out to Bergen in Norway on Thursday of next week, and we're coming back late then on Friday. So it's one night, but it's going to be a lot packed in to that 36 hours or so. So in order for that to not impact too negatively on our rehearsals and us having to put more rehearsals on at the weekend, what we've decided to do, and this will all come out in an email, so don't worry about scrabbling for pens and writing this down unless you really want to. We're going to spend next week, Monday will be a regular rehearsal. Tuesday, we're going to look at the tenor and bass piece, which is Save Me from Bloody Men. And we'll do some other singing around it, but that will be the main focus on that. So we'll have a tenor and bass rehearsal together on the Tuesday. We'll have altos and sopranos together on Wednesday for Now the Guns Have Stopped. And then we won't have rehearsals on Thursday and Friday next week. Okay, so just for that week, we're changing the way we normally do things, and that is to allow Mark and I to go to Bergen on your behalf and make all of those fantastic inroads with that great orchestra, and looking forward to working with them on many projects. And that means you won't have to put time aside for the weekend. All right, so that is next week. More details to follow in the emails, but do please look out for that message, and all will be well, I think. So that is that's the news for next week. Let's have a little bit of a warm-up now, and we'll sing through the movements that we learnt last week, and then we can have a look ahead to this week, where we've got two very beautiful and one really quite emotional piece. And as we go further into this mass, I think we're going to need to be ready with the big virtual hugs in the comments. This is going to bring up a lot of feelings, a lot of emotion. Not all of it is going to be happy emotion, as I'm sure you can appreciate. So I'm sure we're all going to look out for each other and just have that in mind, that even though we're singing on our own in our rooms and so on, we are joined together as a choir. And that's one of the reasons that we do these detailed warm-ups, which we're about to do. So can I invite you all, please, to be upstanding? Thank you. Wonderful. And it's lovely to have so many people joining us live. Thank you. Hello to everyone. I hope you're all keeping well. And so what we're going to do is to stand up nice and tall, those of us that can. We're going to plant our feet, our shoulders width apart, and we're going to feel our weight pressing down into the floor. And those of you who aren't standing tonight, for whatever reason, it's absolutely fine. But if you could find a way to sit with your feet flat on the floor and sit up, and we're all going to take some deep breaths in and out. Wonderful. Just nice deep breaths in and out. Lovely. Just in your own time. Nice deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're putting down roots. As a member of this choir, I use this image a lot. To imagine that there are roots growing down from your feet. You're pressing down into the floor and they're connecting with everyone else around the world who is singing and learning with us at the moment, whether they're watching live, whether they're watching years from now. Feel that connection with all of those other people in all of those other countries. And as you breathe in, you're going to draw strength up from those roots. And as you breathe out, you're going to breathe down and push any stress, any worry out through the roots into that kind of global network where all that stress will just melt away, with all of the support and friendship of all of your fellow choristers all around the world. So let's breathe in together and feel really confident. And let's breathe out and feel increasingly relaxed as we do so. Wonderful. Breathe in again, that warm feeling of being with people who care about us. And as we breathe out, any worries, any woes, it goes down into the root network and just melts away to not be worried about again. And one more deep breath, gather it up and sigh for me, everyone. Fantastic. Well done, everyone. Great job. Now let's do a little bit of gentle tilting of the head. Just feel the stretch along the long side. Lovely. And to the middle. And the other way. Lots of nice trees there in the chat. Lots of nice emojis. Fabulous. And head forward. Lovely. And to the middle. And we'll just do that again. So whichever way you went first time, go the same way. Just a little bit further if you can. Feel the stretch. And to the middle. And the other way. And again, just a little bit further. Feel the stretch. And to the middle. And forwards. And to the middle. And just within those three movements, everyone. Left, right, and forwards. Just let your head gently roll around. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, everyone. So let's warm ourselves up. We're going to start quite low tonight. So we do need to have some nice low notes from the altos, tenors, and basses. But we're going to warm up to a G, maybe even an A for those of you in the tenor and soprano sections. So we're going to start here with a B flat, humming together. Here we go. Upper semitone. And for November. Now and again. Lovely. Now an O with a tall mouth. Here we go. Now an air. And an R. Lovely. Now some ma ma ma's. My turn first, please. Ma ma ma. Lovely. Altos and basses. Drop down the octave if that's comfortable. Ya ya ya. Excellent. Yeah yeah yeah. Lovely. Yo yo yo. And one more. Let's have. Hang on. And ya ya ya. Splendid. Excellent. Well done, everyone. And let's sing just as a little bit of an extra warm-up. Could you all open your scores to page 2? And I'd like us to just sing the soprano and alto in octaves there. Basses and tenors sing the octave below. Obviously, you won't record this page 2, tenors and basses. You come in on page 3. But I'd like us all to sing in octaves from letter A. This tune, which I don't know about you, it's been haunting my sleep. I've had this going round and round my head for well over a week now. So if you're like me, let me know in the comments. Can't get this tune out of my head. So we're going to sing Lome, 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 Lome from A. Ready? 3, 4. Lome, 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 me, Lome, me, Lome, me, doigt en deux, doigt en deux, maman mes doigts en douter. Fantastic. There we are. Lots and lots of people in the comments going, earworm, massive earworm, earworm, I'm back, definitely. And that's that's the case, I think, for all of us. Well, we're going to sing this first movement all the way through. Lots of fun had with this last week. So just to quickly remind you folks, as I've got you all together and we've been through this now in parts, one of the key things with this is to remember that we as the choir, we're also the army in this first movement. Okay, so we start away. And so we're piano in that first section. And as we sing, it's like we take a step closer in the last couple of bars. At the top of page 3, crescendo to mezzo forte. And then we have a bit of organ and so on. We start mezzo piano. We start the next section, mezzo piano, where we left off, and we crescendo towards the end there to mezzo forte. So we're taking another couple of steps forwards, and we're getting closer and closer throughout. Section letter E at the top of page 8, we start there, mezzo forte. Do remember the repeat marks there. And we finish at letter F on page 9, and we are forte. Okay, so we're almost as if we're just outside the door. Then at letter 10, the organ drops out. You will still hear the organ at the moment during the rehearsal period, but when it comes to the final mix, we'll take the organ out, so it's just the choir as marked. I can tell you that's going to be an absolutely amazing sound. That is fortissimo, so that is almost as loud as you can sing. It's really, really big. And then bottom of page 12, we sing the last section, which starts forte. So we drop back one notch, so it's still loud. And then from the top of 14, we push through forte, through fortissimo to forte fortissimo, which is 3 Fs just at the end. And what I want you to think about on that last section, where we sing the la ma me doigt. We did this 3 times. La ma me, la ma. When we get to that section, the last section, I want it to sound as if we're all standing to attention. Okay, on that last 3 notes. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Yeah? On, two, te. And we're at attention on the very, very last note there. Okay? Fabulous. That was a little bit crunchy from the piano. The other thing to say is some people were asking last week, we are putting in the elision between the doigt and on. We're getting doit-on du te. Okay? Please do observe that. Our Fieri consort alto didn't get the memo, and she's singing doit-on du te. And we are putting in that tiny, very soft T, the elision, to join those two. So it is en du te, doit-on du te. Very, very soft. Okay, I hope that's answered everyone's questions and queries. So let us sing it all the way through. Now I'm going to invite you at home to tap along. We're going to get an amazing percussionist to play all of these little interjections. But those of you at home that want to play along, when you hear the organ coming in on this, you see that rhythm underneath? Dum da dum dum da da dum dum da dum dum with the accent. I'll invite you to tap along. It's good for the rhythm. And let's see how we get on. So you'll hear Richard, and this will be coming in at the start of bar 5 on the first page. So let's have some fun, everyone. Here is The Armed Man. Here we go. Dum da dum dum da da dum dum da dum 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 da dum dum da da dum dum da dum 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 da dum dum da da dum dum da dum 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 da dum dum da da dum dum da dum dum da da dum dum da dum. This is bar 13. Dum da dum dum da da dum dum da dum 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 da dum dum da da dum dum. Deep breath.
Loma, 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 me, loma, me, loma, me, doit-on douter, doit-on douter. On ne fait pas trop crier, que chacun se vienne à l'aide de l'œuvre de faire. Loma, 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 me, loma, me, loma, me, doit-on
Bar 31. Deep breath. 3, 4, 1. So this is letter D. Do you think Richard had fun recording this? I think he did. Here's the first of these chords. 2, 3, 4. Okay, nice deep breath. Here we go. And off. That's the short one. Bar 70. Deep breath, sopranos. Here we go. And altos. Tenors. Basses. Attention at the end. Dun, dun, dun. Brilliant. Well sung, everyone. Now, as we went along, some questions popped up. I'm sure you appreciate why I can't answer questions once the music's going. But to just pick up on those queries and comments, first of all, I do appreciate, Sopranos, that expecting you to sing a top A at a piano dynamic isn't really fair. So what I'm going to suggest you do is what I say to all of my woodwind players in an orchestral setting: ignore, when you're going up high, ignore the dynamic. Sing as loud as you need to make that sound nice. But remember, if you're going to sing loudly, use the term forte dolce, which is loud but sweet. Okay, we all know there's a difference between singing loudly and sweet, even loudly and just going for it and belting it. And I don't want it belted. I want it to be nice and sweet. But whatever dynamic you need in order to create that forte dolce sound, Sops, please do it. And if necessary, I can just tell Connor to turn you down a little bit just so it is it has the effect. As I said, doigt ton du thé, just with that little elision. It's just a teeny tiny one. Please make sure you do that. People are asking, do I want the French? And I'm going to refer to this fantastic book, okay, which is the Moriarty Guide to Diction. No relevance to Sherlock Holmes or anything. It's a perfectly good book. This was recommended to me by Donald Palumbo, who is the chorus master at the New York Met. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And this says, when you're singing chorally or singing an opera, the sound is not a very nice choral sound. So a front flip instead. L'emmarme rather than l'emmarme. Okay, otherwise we're going to end up with lots and lots of crunchy sound. We don't want that. Other than that, everyone, great stuff. Well done. Yes, people saying turn you down a little bit. Well, that's one of the things, of course, when all of you send your voices in, and we have hundreds or thousands of voices. Well, then it falls to me and to Connor to just shape that with a little bit more, a little bit less, to create that balance. I'm sure you'd all agree. The last thing you want is to end up with a choir that sounds, all you can hear is soprano, and you can't hear all the other way round. So that's why we do it. Anyway, well done, everyone. Yes, there was definitely a name drop there. Now, let's have a look at the Kyrie. And as much as the Armed Man and L'Homme Armé was in my head throughout last week, this is the one that was my earworm. Much, much, much more than L'Homme Armé. Because it is so effective. We've sung much, much harder music in this choir over the last couple of years, but we've rarely sung something that gets into your head like this. So we're going to sing it. Remember, we're singing it at a slower tempo. If you know Sir Carl Jenkins' recording, if you know the version that Stay at Home Choir did, which was along with his recording, it's quite a lot faster than marked. But this is marked, Pietoso, it's marked 60 clicks a minute. That's 1 per second. And I said all last week, look at a clock and just see how slowly that second hand seems to move. Yeah, and that is our crotchet speed. So it doesn't matter what other people have done. We're going to stick to Carl Jenkins' markings. And it means that when it comes to it, when it's all mixed together, oh my goodness me, it's going to be amazing. So let's sing this one all the way through. There is a fairly substantial organ introduction. I shall talk you through it, just so you know when you're coming in. And after this, we'll have a look at some of the music for this week. Here we go, everyone. So this is the Kyrie, starting on page 16. Have fun. Here we go. Second line on page 16. I like the fact Richard has deliberately chosen the bassoon stop on the organ. You can hear that woodwindy sound. Bar 14, so we're now on the third line on the page. bar 20. Okay, 3 bars before sopranos come in. 2. Ready, stops, deep breath. And ready, altos, letter B, here. Ready, everyone? Letter D, here. wonderful. Well done, everyone. Isn't that just a glorious piece of music? I really enjoyed teaching it to you last week, and I'm so looking forward to hearing you sing that, because I do appreciate, as people have been commenting, the slower tempo, certainly slower than the original recording that Carl Jenkins put out. Well, it does mean it's hard to sing in some ways. It does mean we've got to take great big breaths, stagger the breathing to get through it. But as someone commented, I think it was Emma, just imagine that lovely Barbara Adagio played at double speed. You don't want these incredibly slow and contemplative and meditative movements to be fast. You want to allow the power of the music and all those lovely clashes. We're going to be able to shape between us all of these lovely phrases so beautifully. I really love it at our tempo, which is far closer to the original tempo as marked. Now, there were some comments and some questions as we went through it, and just to quickly answer those. So Rosie asks, do you want us to stagger the breathing or breathe between Kyrie and eleison each time? So we're going to breathe at commas, please, folks, in that one. And so if we just quickly glance through it, Kyrie eleison, and it's eleison, not eleison. We've asked the Fieri to re-record that alto part, because again, the alto soloist didn't get the note and she sang eleison, and I really don't want anyone out there to spend all that time recording and get the vowel wrong. So it is eleison, not eleison. It's eleison, please, everyone, all the way through. And other than that, yes, please go straight through Kyrie eleison unless there is a comma. So at the start of, for example, letter B, we have the Kyrie, then a comma, breathe, Kyrie eleison, and then breathe at the comma, Kyrie eleison. Those of you at those moments there as well, you can hear Josh coming through on that recording. Good old Josh. Zon, grow into that clash and then pull away. Tenors when you get to that bit. The middle section, the Christe in the style of Palestrina, keep it also beautifully smooth. Think about long lines there, as we discussed last week. And all I can think of listening to that is, well, we have to do a Palestrina Mass next year as a Choir of the Earth project. It would be just gorgeous to hear a full Renaissance work sung by all of you. But leave it with Mark and myself. We'll work on something. So that is the music from last week. I really, really hope you all enjoyed learning it and singing it. Yes, exactly. Eleison, not eleison. Eleison. E-L-E-H, as if it's eleison. There we are. And it is a zon. Thank you, Helen. Eleison. Is it son or son? There we are. So now let's have a look here. So we're going to skip over movement number 4. As I said at the start of our broadcast, movement number 4, movement 11 will be the learning next week, because we're going to have a slightly shorter run of rehearsals, because Mark and I are going to Bergen on your behalf to meet a wonderful orchestra with whom we will all be singing later this year. And I have to say again, I really hope you're all signing up for the Delius Mass of Life, because it is going to be an amazing experience. Truly tremendous. But now the music for this week, well, the first of the two pieces we're looking at, you will find on page 30. This is the Sanctus, another essential part to a Mass. Holy, holy, holy Lord God of Sabaoth. And so let's have a look at this. This runs from page 30 to page 43. And it's full of repeated sections, so just look out for those repeat marks. We've also got a wonderful Hosanna, and so we'll talk about that as we go through rehearsals. In general, I do quite like a little bit of an H on a Hosanna, but not too much. Okay, I don't want a big Hosanna, otherwise you get rid of all your air. So we'll discuss that more in sectional rehearsals. Need to know to re-articulate Kyrie eleison. So I run the two together. All right? Kyrie eleison. I hope that makes it. I don't want Kyrie eleison. Thank you. Right. So let's have a listen to the Sanctus, please. Page 30. Here we go. Okay, ready? Letter A. Here.
Sanctus. Sanctus, Sanctus, Dominus.
Repeat.
Sanctus.
page 31.
Deus Sabaoth. Deus Sabaoth.
Repeat the page.
Deus Sabaoth.
Breathe.
Deus Sabaoth.
So it's top page 32, heading for letter B. Basis, I hope you're not struggling with the pitches. Ready? Letter B. And.
Solis ut cieli et terra, et terra gloria. Solis ut cieli et terra, et terra gloria. Solis ut cieli et terra, et terra gloria. Solis ut cieli et terra gloria.
And.
Levis ut cieli et terra gloria. Levis ut cieli et terra gloria. Levis ut cieli et terra, levis ut cieli et terra gloria tua, gloria. Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis.
As always, I love being able to hear Richard's feet on the pedal board. Just a little touch that makes it ours. So we're now in the middle of page 38. Okay, bar 56 here. '59. And.
Levis ut cieli et terra gloria. Levis ut cieli et terra gloria. Levis ut cieli et terra, levis ut cieli et terra gloria.
And back to letter G. And
Hosanna in excelsis. Hosanna in excelsis. Sanctus, 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 Dominus, Dominus, Sanctus, 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 Dominus, Dominus, Sanctus,
there we are. Isn't that a really very, very effective, very beautiful piece? And I love how as the music progresses from the earliest tune, where it's almost like he's reaching back through history. So the first movement was very medieval. Second movement, shades of the Baroque there in the Kyrie. We've got a bit of plain chant, bit of Gregorian chant for the fourth movement. This one sounded positively Mozartian at times, didn't it, folks? You know that harmony in the run-ups to the amazing Gloria. So beautiful. Now I've already got questions, so let me just quickly see if I can answer them. Yes, so Richard's played half the intro. Nothing to worry about when it comes to the final recording. We'll just copy and paste, so that's all fine. People are asking about pronunciation, as always. Well, of course, I'm here to help. Sunt cieli et terra. Now, we might do et terra. I need to listen to how many of the Fieri have sung et terra. Pleni sunt cieli et terra. Let's have the double T in there to just make sure it's really clearly enunciated. Pleni sunt cieli et terra. There is your definitive pronunciation for that. And it's definitely eggshells. It's always gratifying to see choristers putting eggs in the comments whenever we have an eggshell sis, because it is eggshells rather than eggshell. And I hope that's made that all clear. Good. I hope that's answered all the questions. Any more, please do. Fabulous. Is it hurrying up or scared? Well, it just has to have, it's just shimmering with that energy, isn't it? It's just positively buzzing. Sanctus, Sanctus. It's got to be almost bubbling over with anticipation, and the Hosanna is the explosion of joy in the middle of it, isn't it? Brilliant. Right, so let's have a look, everyone, at the last movement that we're looking at this week. So it's just these two. It's movements 5 and 6. So the sixth movement is very, very beautiful, and is one of the first movements where we really, I think, start to feel the emotional weight of what we're singing. And were this a year ago, this piece would land with an awful lot of weight as it is. With the world as it is today, with the news full of what it's full of, this is going to hit particularly hard, everyone. So just bear in mind, it's beautiful but very effective words by Rudyard Kipling. And yeah, it's gorgeous. But this is where I think we need to bring out the big virtual hugs for everyone. Okay, so let's follow it along. It starts on page 44. It's not a particularly difficult sing, as you've probably gathered. Sir Carl tends to write in a sort of modular way, so that once you've learnt the first section, it's pretty much the same when it comes back, with subtle differences, so that it's not overly complicated to learn, but very, very effective. Some might say devastating. So let's sing through movement number 6, starting on page 44 and ends on 48. And just big hugs to all of you. All right, here we go. Here is Hymn Before Action. See what I mean, everyone? Not an easy thing to have to sing in the March of 2022, but very, very important and very, very lovely. Just quickly, there have been some questions in the comments, really, about, well, first of all, is it forward or froward? See, well, the poem, as people have rightly pointed out, it's froward. High lust and froward bearing, proud heart, rebellious brow. So it's not a misprint. And this is our opportunity, I think, everyone, to show just how powerful this choir can be. We'll have an opportunity, many opportunities in this one, to express, I think, a huge range of emotions, from joy to despair, from sheer beauty, as we'll finish in a minute, because we're going to sing. I'm not going to leave it there tonight, folks. We're going to sing that Agnus Dei to finish off. I know we haven't learnt it yet, but by the time we get there, we'll know it really well. Turn to page 78 to finish for tonight, everyone. But we also have a duty to this music and to those people who'll be listening and inspired by it, to really put everything into these movements, even the ones that are hard to sing. So thank you in advance for this week, for your hard work that's going to go into the rehearsals. Thank you for the fact you're going to have to dig deep to record these. When we get to Charge and Angry Flames, they're going to be really, really hard for us to sing, and I thank you in advance for that. Just imagine what it's all going to sound like, how cathartic, how emotional, how beautiful it's going to sound when it's all recorded and all mixed. So the music for this week, everyone, is Sanctus and Hymn Before Action. That'll be for everyone starting tomorrow with the SOPs. But I thought we could finish, everyone, tonight with a sing through of the Agnus Dei, which we haven't even learnt yet. But on the other hand, it's rather well known. I'd encourage you to sight read it. And if you don't want to, just follow it along and sing along when you can. Once you start recognizing where it's going, join in. Of course, by the time we come to learn this well, we'll know it really well. So this is page 78, and let's sing this for the world, for everyone we know and love, and everyone who's struggling at the moment for whatever reason. Let's sing them the Agnus Dei. Here we go, everyone. Those all important words, Dona nobis pacem, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being with me today, for singing that beautiful music, And this is a very important work for us to be doing at this time. And I hope that singing this will help you feel, as it does with me and the whole team, that we are doing our part, that we're singing for peace. And may everyone who hears this beautiful work when we finish it, may everyone who hears it be inspired to work with their full hearts and their souls towards world peace. So I'm so looking forward to working with you this week, everyone. A normal week, as I said, sopranos tomorrow, altos, tenors, basses on each of the following days. Do please pop in and say hello. Even if it's not your sectional rehearsal, we love to see you. We love to welcome you. Those of you who are unwell at the moment, lots of love to you and sending all our very best for a swift recovery. And we look forward to seeing you back in full voice at rehearsals. Those of you who are busying yourselves, well, I hope all of your concerts and performances go really very well as well. Now, I'm off now to conduct an orchestra, and so I will see sopranos tomorrow night at 5 p.m. and the rest of you throughout the week. But do take care, everyone. Have a really good week, and happy birthday again. This choir is 2 years old this week, and just think about everything we've achieved and everything we have yet to achieve. Have a great week, everyone. See you soon. All the best. Bye-bye.